Someday, all this stuff, all of it, and I mean all of it, will be worthless. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans, and thank you for joining me in another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the like button. Now, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode... Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, all these games are going to be worthless. Someday, right? A lot of times when we get a lot of great deals is because people think that their games are not worth that much and they just let them go, or somebody's just letting go. And when I'm doing laundry, I see there, and what did I see at the laundromat? It's a big crate of a lot of records, a lot of old records, vinyl, the stuff that's popular now, but not all of it's popular, especially older things. And it got me to thinking, because when I was growing up and I was a kid, I was around 5 years old, my cool uncle had a record collection, just like I have games. And I'm telling you, he had walls of records, long plays. He had 45s, but he prided himself in buying albums, specifically great albums. And when I was growing up, he would give me albums, as a gift. And I really did treasure them, for what they were, and listen to them. And I remember growing up when I was like 5 years old and looking at him, I thought he was the coolest guy, and he is the coolest guy. But as we got older, right, media started changing, and I remember that I gave him an iPod, and the first iPod to have video, the black one, the big, I think it was like 250 gigs. It's a really nice one. I'll try to put a screenshot of what I gave him. And I gave it to him specifically because he gave me the gift of music, back in the day. But he didn't treasure it as much as he did his records. A lot of it is he didn't know the technology, right? Which is happening to me in some instances when I'm looking at this new concepts of gaming that he looked at that iPod like I look at microtransactions. It lost some of the meaning for him, right? And it started just taking me back in time when I saw that box through all those experiences. And these were good records in these boxes. And the reason I know is because they were all old records, and when I was growing up, people were listening to, they were popular. Not in my time, but I know the adults would listen to these records. And somebody had taken all these records that back in the day must have cost them hundreds of dollars. There must have been at least 40 records in there. Depending on what the record was back in the day, you could buy them anywhere from, $12 to $20, depending on the artist. So, that was quite a bit of money somebody decided to throw away, right? Or give away because it wasn't valuable to them anymore. Maybe it was from somebody that had passed. I don't know. But what I do know is the same thing is happening to a lot of these games. For example, the Atari 2600, right? I have a few cartridges for it, but do I collect for it? No. And it's not because I don't like the games, it's just space, I don't value them as much. There's certain games I value, like my Pitfall and stuff like that are super meaningful to me. The ColecoVision stuff I have because I've had it, but I don't know that, if I had a bunch of it, I would keep all of it, And this is exactly where this is going. I mean, people collect for different reasons, guys. I collect because this to me is my zen place, right? For me, they're more like art, like decorations, if you will, that make me feel at peace. They bring good feelings to me. You know, I sit around, I flip through the covers, and I just look at them when I get the time. But eventually, you know, time will pass. You know, I'm not going to be here anymore, and they're not going to be as valued by further generations, right? Maybe people that remember me, people in my family will value them as mementos. You know, they remember me. My kids have asked me for some of these games already, which is kind of letting me know where I am as far as age. But yeah, guys, I mean, that moment when I saw those records, you know, and it'd take me back in time to when I was growing up, and these records and these artists were popular back in the day, not popular anymore. You know, when I was growing up and, you know, I was 12 years old, you know, Saturday Night Fever was a big deal. John Travolta was a big deal, you know, as a leading man and stuff like that. You know, he's still a good actor, of course, but times have changed, right? Times have changed, and times that will be changing, you know. The only thing we have to know for sure is that things will change. But how will I be, you know, when the time comes? The one thing I can tell you for sure, guys, is I'm not going to put my games in the laundromat for somebody to take them for free. And I hope that the people that, you know, that I leave my stuff to don't do the same, you know, that they value them, or, you know, I'd give them to somebody that would value them. But eventually, you can't value them as much as the generation that we're made for, or the generation that experienced it, right? As much as I loved those times and those memories with my uncle and listening to all his LPs, I wasn't going to pick up that box. I don't have a record player for starters, nor would I know what to do with them, you know. And it was that moment, you know, where I thought somebody's going to feel that way about these games, or your games, or somebody's games, the same way. You know, forgotten media, that time has passed by. That means our days are numbered, but it doesn't mean that we can't get to enjoy every single minute of it. And that is what you should do. If you're collecting, playing, enjoy it, man, because life is nothing but a dream. All right, humans, don't be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, never be afraid to be happy. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.